Welcome back to Halfmoon's Picks. Week 4 is here and 3 is in the books. Last week I went 2-2. You know, I thought I was going to do pretty good last week, but who didn't make it the cut? The Lions actually won on Monday night, killed me, and New England. New England, they should have won that game, but they didn't. So that's the break. So 2-2 I went last week. I had a lot going with the Giants that kind of robbed me of my points on our league. So I went 8-7-1 on our Yahoo pool picks. And Dark Tempest is first by my son, 236 points. Second place right now is Stormy May Day, 233 points. I gotta read my own writing. Third is the Patriot Scout, 19D. He got 227 points. Fourth is Crazy Thing 6, my stepson, 216 points. Yeah, you think I should have him on a show here, but yeah, trust me, they would just pick blindly. Anyway, and fifth we got Billy 369 at 209 points. So yeah, I went from 8th to 9th, one down. Monday night game, and I had Lions and I had the Giants. So yeah, I mean I had the Ravens and the Giants. Anyways, last week, yeah, 3 dogs covered. I mean, 1 outright against the spread. Cleveland, Carolina, and Detroit. I had Carolina. At least I got one of those things. Yeah, I think I picked Cleveland too. Yeah, I picked Cleveland to cover and Carolina to cover, but I didn't have Detroit. 6 covered altogether with Miami, the Jets, and Arizona with the Chargers and the Broncos push. So overall, not too bad. Still above 500 for me picking all the games, and 500 with my 4 best bets. This week, I'm really loving it. I'll explain why I love these 4 picks to a T, and I know you're gonna pick them too, but they're kind of favorites. So let's get on with the show. My 4th pick of the week, we got the Washington Commanders traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. Washington Commanders are a 1-point road favorite. Washington is 4-0 in the last 4 matchups versus Atlanta, and 2-0 in Atlanta in the last 2 matches. Atlanta, how pathetic. They lost to Carolina Panthers 30-0. Enough being said there, it's only a 1-point spread. You're like, oh, Jaden Daniels might not play. You know, he's day by day. He's been practicing a little bit, but they might have Marcus Mariota play. Either way, I'm taking this pick. Marcus Mariota, you know, his old team was the Atlanta Falcons, so he might have some kind of grudge against it. But either way, you know, anything's better than Michael Penix Jr., who last week had 50% completions, 172 yards, 0 TDs, and 2 interceptions. Yeah, one of them was a pick 6. So, and when you look at Michael Penix Jr.'s stats for the year, he's only passed for 1 TD touchdown. So, overall, he has a 40.5 QBR rating from last week, and yeah, like I said, I will take Marcus Mariota over that any day of the week. So, give me the Washington Commanders -1. And my 3rd pick of the week, we got the LA Chargers traveling to the New York Giants. The LA Chargers is a 6-point road favorite. The Chargers 2-0-1 ATS so far this year. And the Giants defense giving up 252 yards for the season in passing per game. 252 yards. And the Chargers on passing offense is averaging 270 yards per game. So either way you look, which stat you pick, this is going to be a passing all over the Giants. And they just released that the Russell Wilson is going to be benched after going 0-3, and they're going to bring in Jackson Dart. I want to say he's from Ole Miss. I didn't look it up, I think. But yeah, so it's going to be a rookie quarterback versus like one of the top defenses in the Chargers. So this should be a total blowout. You got the number 2 pass LA Chargers versus the number 28th in pass defense of the New York Giants. So I don't even see Giants scoring a point. I am not kidding you. Unless they get lucky getting a pick 6 for some reason. But yeah, this is going to be a blowout. 6 points easily. So give me the LA Chargers -6. And my second pick of the week, we got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to the LA Rams. LA Rams are a 4-point home favorite. You're like, why would you pick this? You got the Indianapolis Colts 3-0. Yeah, but well, who do they play? They're not only 3-0, they're 3-0 ATS as well. So 4 points, you know. But who they play? They played the Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, and the Tennessee Titans. Combined total wins in the 3 weeks is 1-8. Yeah, so you're like, is Daniel Jones really it? Is he the legit thing against, you know, teams that can't win? Sure, but we're talking LA Rams, who should have beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia last week. So that's why they're only 2-1. So yeah, do up, do down process as well, because the Rams lost, and you know, Indianapolis is on a high on a 3-game win streak. This should be game of the week, but to me, I think this is going to be more of a blowout to the LA Rams. So LA Rams are 4-0 versus the Indianapolis Colts, and 4-1 at home in the last 5 matches. So give me the LA Rams -4. And last but not least, we got the Green Bay Packers traveling to the Dallas Cowboys. Green Bay Packers are a 7-point road favorite. All right, 7 points. Oh yeah, Green Bay's back-to-back road games. I get it. Green Bay's 10-1 versus Dallas in the last 11 games and 5-0 in the last games in Dallas. So yeah, they got their number, you know, easily. Dallas is ranked 32 in pass. I think, you know, Green Bay's gonna have a bounce back on Jordan Love. Is just gonna go all over it because he had a bad day versus Cleveland. Here he is. They're gonna bounce back and against Dallas, who's doing real bad. The Giants almost beat Dallas in Dallas a couple weeks ago, if you remember correctly. Green Bay is the number 1 defense, points per game, only giving up 14.7 yards. And the Dallas Cowboys are going without CeeDee Lamb, their top wide receiver. Easy peasy. So give me the Green Bay Packers -7. All right, that's it. I'm going to run down the rest of the games. You might say, oh, those are just too easy. Yeah, but after I told you everything, you know, yeah, to me they're easy, you know. But you watching this video, now you know they are super easy. But you never know. That's why they play the games, right? So, all right. Run down the other games. We got the Thursday night football. Seattle traveling to the Arizona Cardinals. This is a pick'em game. Both teams lost to the San Francisco 49ers, and both teams also played against the New Orleans Saints, where Seattle looked 100 times better versus the Saints than Arizona did. Seattle won the last 7 games. Arizona hasn't beat Seattle since 2021. Easy pick Thursday night. The only reason this ain't one of my top bets is because it's a divisional game and it's on Thursday night. But give me Seattle on this on a pick 'em. Next, we got the first game ever. I think it's first game ever played in Dublin, Ireland. The Minnesota Vikings traveling to Dublin, Ireland. The face-off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh will be designated home team. Minnesota's 2.5 points favorite on the road. Pittsburgh's 3-0 at home versus Minnesota, but again, this ain't in Pittsburgh. Minnesota's won the last week 48-10 versus Cincinnati. Yeah, a lot of that's you know, Cincinnati, but you know, I think Pittsburgh, you know, shouldn't have won that game. You know, I might say it till you're blue in the face, but last week. But to me, I like Minnesota on this game, you know, but like I said, not my favorite pick because, you know, it's in Dublin, Ireland, and you know, AFC versus NFC, anything can happen. All right, next we got the New Orleans Saints traveling to Buffalo Bills. What can you say about this? New Orleans Saints on back-to-back road games on top of being the 16.5 point underdog. New Orleans 0-3 ATS, but you know, rule of thumb, take the points. Too many points, 16.5 points. You know, Buffalo didn't cover against Miami, and that was what, 12-point spread last week. So, but that was a divisional game. This isn't 16.5 points. I can't lay 16.5 points. This ain't college game. So sorry, gotta take Saints plus 16.5 points. Not betting it, but you know, it's a good pool pick. Buffalo's definitely gonna win the game. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns traveling to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions is 9-point home favorite. Man, yeah, the spread went up after the Monday night game. After beating, you know, Baltimore in Baltimore, went up by a whole 2 points. Yeah, Detroit all-time home record versus Cleveland is 12-1. So they've only won once. Cleveland's only beaten Detroit one time. And Detroit was his Pontiac Silverdome, 1983, with Brian Sight versus Gary Danielson. I remember those quarterbacks. Yes, I'm old. That being said, I'm taking the Detroit Lions -9. Might be a little bit too many points because the Cleveland Browns defense is very good, but their offense. But Joe Flacco might get something. I don't know. Either way, I'm taking the Detroit Lions. I should have picked them last week, but I didn't. I should have been more of a homer, but I wasn't. So yeah, Cleveland with the points would be the best probably bet. But Detroit's on a roll, especially at home. They're just so dominant the last 2 weeks. So Detroit Lions -9. Next, this was going to be one of my top 4 picks, but I changed it. Carolina traveling to New England. New England's a 5.5 point favorite. Basically do up, do down. Carolina's on a high after a win beating the Falcons, and the Patriots off a bad low, last week against the Steelers. They have too many turnovers. It's bad luck. I think they turn it around this game and win this game. New England has the number 2 defense versus the run, making Bryce Young to pass the ball on this game. And he's and not that it doesn't look that for Carolina. Carolina's 23 in pass, and New England's number 7th in offense. So yeah, New England all day long. Like I said, I did bet this game. So next we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philadelphia Eagles is a 3.5 point road favorite. Both teams are undefeated, 3-0. Tampa Bay, too many penalties last week, and it hurt them, and they barely scraped by with a win. Tampa Bay is 1-4 at home versus Philadelphia in the last 5 meetings. Last matchup in Tampa Bay last year, Philadelphia just blew them out of the water, 33-16. So taking Philadelphia minus points on that stat. So it seems like Tampa Bay is always better on the road, and they just barely eke out wins at home. So yeah, definitely taking Philadelphia as a road team. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans traveling to Houston Texans. Houston Texans are a 7-point home favorite. Both teams are winless. Tennessee's 5-1 in Houston in the last 6 years. But Houston last week, they had turnovers, they had penalties, missed field goals. Killed them last week. Killed them. I really liked Houston last week, but they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Thinking they'll turn it around this week. I think Tennessee's the worst defense in the NFL. Bottom line, Tennessee 32nd in passing, 31st in the run, and 30th defense points per game. So yeah, it don't get worse than that. So yeah, Houston's had a field day. I know it's a -7. You're like, that's -7. It's a divisional game, but man, Tennessee's defense is horrid. So yeah, take Houston -7 on this. Next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are a 3.5 point home favorite. San Francisco, they're just riddled with injuries. We got Bosa, Jennings, Purdy, day by day. Don't know if he's playing. McCaffrey's kind of banged up as well. San Francisco may play Mac Jones over Purdy. It all depends, Jacksonville defense averages only 17 points per game, so they're looking pretty good, and they're 5 versus the run. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 3.5 points. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens are a 2.5 point road favorite. Kansas City's more banged up on this. I got do up, do down. Kansas City did win last week, and the Baltimore Ravens lost at home against the Lions. Anyways, I think the Baltimore Ravens on this off a loss, minus 2.5 points. Next, we got the Chicago Bears traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a pick'em. This game here. I went in touch with 10-foot pole. I don't know if you're going to get the good or the bad Bears, or the good or bad Geno Smith or the Raiders. Chicago defense is just so bad too. You think the do up, do down. This is how I'm picking it. Do up, do down. Vegas lost last week, and the Chicago Bears won. and I'm giving the home team, so give me the Las Vegas Raiders and a pick'em. Flip a coin, man. Next, we got the Sunday night game. We got the New York Jets traveling to the Miami Dolphins, both 0-3 teams. Anybody got to stay up and watch this? I don't know. Jets on back-to-back road games. Miami Dolphins on a long week, so they have more time to prepare, but it's a divisional game. Miami's 8-2 versus the New York Jets in the last 10 meetings, and 9-0 in the last meetings at home. Last time the Jets won in Miami was 2015. So that being said, it's only a 3-point spread. Go give me the Miami Dolphins -3 on this. And last but not least, we got the Monday Night Football game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Denver Broncos. Burrow's still out on this, and Browning's playing. He played a horrible game. The Cincinnati Bengals, they're on back-to-back road games, and they had like 5 turnovers last week. Denver's 0-2-1 ATS wise. This is an ugly game, and 7 points is a lot to me. I don't think Cincinnati was going to play as bad as they did last week with 5 turnovers. So 7 points, I'll take that all day long. So give me the Cincinnati Bengals plus the 7 points. All right, that's the rundown of the week. I want to appreciate everyone who stopped by and said hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me a comment below. Let me know who you like. You never know. Start up a conversation. So I always review all my comments. So please feel free to say whatever you want. If you think I'm a drunk, yeah, go right ahead, man. You know, I need a drink. Anyways, I will talk to you and see you next week. Peace.